This is your daily market review for Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Let's dive right into it. So he had the CPI data, came in hotter than expected. Is anyone surprised? We talked about this for weeks, almost feels like months, that oil prices sustain higher prices. Of course, CPI is going to come in hotter. However, I feel like it's actually hotter than the reporting. Just like most data, it gets revised down later. The market, for the most part, kind of ignored it until later in the day. But as we talked about, once you got up, straight line moves, do not be surprised when they pull the rug. However, the first dip got kind of bought. But here's the thing that happened that I think a lot of people didn't pay attention to was the 30-year Treasury bond auction had 0 buyers. 0. Not a single person showed up to that auction. Dangerous. Now, again, we've seen this before. This isn't the first time. However, it just kind of goes to show you that 30-year Treasury just doesn't really have much value with inflation and with the expectation of maybe the government spending, government fiscal responsibility. Whoever's going to be in charge of government is actually going to do their job. So let's dig into more, because again, I think we talked about, like, this felt a very straight line move-ish to do what? Wipe out bears, get bulls, seasonality, all the bull stuff. But then you looked at the IWM, we talked about all day, lagging. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. If you are looking to join the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I've already done 3 live chats this week, well worth it. Also follow on Twitter, posting what I think is very important, just from the standpoint of news. The following, it's kind of like if you're not a part of it, here you go. Fed bids for the 30-year bond total, 0. All right, also check out the Trading Agent website, thetradingagent.com. Hit the Marcus account, 5. Hold on, refresh that. It's 5.4. I swear to God, I updated it. Yes. Also check out Interactive Brokers if you're really worried. Again, Schwab, some of these other companies, I don't know if they'll survive this. And also, again, check out the Calendly link. If you want to chat anytime, I'm available. All right, we talked about how yesterday, like, May is probably the time for the Fed pivot. Definitely no pivot coming. So if you were long materials, commodities, gold, be careful. I'm telling you, it's going to get pulled. Bitcoin, 28,000, backing off. Oil bounces on the news from Middle East, but then, man, not much follow through. So let's see what happens if it, at the 81 area again. Just keep an eye on it. Natural gas has been holding up pretty well, but even that's starting to get a little cansado, aka tired in Espanol. Look at the dollar. We talked about the dollar volatility being key. We said watch the 20-day gap and go, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it could be a gap trap up here. Either way, dollar volatility is key. Bond volatility, another one we said watch out for. What did I say yesterday? Please be careful chasing bonds. We expect them to be choppy. We don't think we're out of the woods yet in the bond market. Well, today confirmed more of what I believed. Open low, close low, big volume. Yikes. VIX said it was a gift down here in the 15-16 range. You're welcome. Wide range, keep an eye on it. Remember, tomorrow's the day of solidarity with Palestine stuff, and you're seeing Hamas leaders talking about doing some crazy stuff. So I don't know if the market reacted to that, but you also have financial earnings tomorrow, as we talked about. And just be aware, if October looks like it's going south, it is last one is a rotten egg selling out, because we've talked about that a million times, because everybody and their mom calculates their bonus based on the fourth quarter and their performance for the year, mutual fund, calendar year, institutions, hedge funds. Once they start getting liquidated, it's just like it turns into an absolute mess. And that's where you've seen a lot in October. SPY, 3-day range, failure at the high with better volume. QQQ got up to the trend. Look at that. Doinkers, keep an eye on it. IWM, speaking of, we're like, man, this is not acting well today. Look at this thing. Hits the 20-day yesterday. Not good. IWM leads. Looks like crap. Should be expecting more, lower lows. DIA 3-day range makes a new low, but closes right at the 3-day closing low. Just keep an eye on it, because again, I think we are going lower. It's just we might pop tomorrow and it'll get people all excited, and then what? Coming back down. GLD, we talked about it was due to bounce tightening action. Then you got some word of geopolitical risk, and now it's over the 20-day. Again, higher rates. I mean, remember, they are pulling liquidity out of the market. Gold and silver are liquidity They're liquidity plays, right? They're like proxies for liquidity from the Fed. And if they were going QT, watch out. Here you go, silver, blah. GDXJ, we talked about them bouncing. If you want to trace them, look at the 50-day. Hit it, doink. 50-day has been important. Look at that. GDXJ, again, hopefully this is helping people. It's giving you some like good perspectives on things. GDXJ, same thing. Here you go, 20-day. Retest range lows, failure. AG, people are asking me like time to buy it. I'm like, I guess if you want, but I don't know if it's going anywhere. Yeah, it looks like it's going nowhere. AEM. Same kind of thing. We talked about it holding the channel low. I don't know, maybe 50-day, maybe 100-day. Either way, it's just these names are trading avenues. Please do not get married to these names. Please, please, please. Hey, Jess, if you're listening, hope you're doing well. Newmont, 50-day. There you go. Chopping around. Pass. Look at that. I mean, again, ugly. Tech. Taiwan Semi got, some movement about manufacturing in Japan today. Look at that. Gaps up. Dogecoin. Is this a trap over the 200-day in the range? Keep an eye on it. Micron. Again, loving the game up here in the 70s. Loving its game up here in the 70s. I mean, that's 70 area. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, I don't trust any of these names. AMD. AMDizzle. We talked about it. 100-day. Look at that. Doink. You're welcome. NVIDIA. We said this thing was just kind of, it felt like a trap over the channel. Filled the gap. Anyone notice that? And then even wicked out. Like, doesn't look good. I mean, you could argue this is a big head and shoulders. And here's your shoulder line. Somewhere in that area. I mean, you can now very clearly see it. And remember what we said yesterday. Like, they got a huge upgrade about $1,000 price target. It didn't move but more than like 7 points. Tells you something. Intel. Chopping. Look at this 37 area. SMH. Again, gets up to 154. Gives it back. Channel. Support. Resistance. Fills the gap. Close enough. I mean, government work. Adobe. Again, they talked about adding AI to their products with pictures in Photoshop. Ooh. Apple hits the channel. I mean, did I think this would happen? No. 100-day? No. Again, you could remember, we always say, like, don't bring a ruler to trading, right? Like, just be thoughtful. Come on. Like, you can make it like that, right? Hits it, backs off. We'll see if a couple days. Amazon Prime Day. Suppose it was good. Again, I mean, if you look at the big ticket items, they were nothing. So they're selling a bunch of low margin items. I mean, close enough for government work. Hits the 50-day. Doink. CRM. Again, a lot of these names just ran straight up. They could run straight back down. 20-day. Guggenheim. Finally, a red day. Maybe a tweezer top. Keep an eye on that one. Definitely. Meta. 330. Makes new highs. Again, it's like kind of like Google. Like, keep an eye on it. Microsoft. They have that big fine. They got to pay $30 billion. Doji at the 100-day. NDAQ, again, trying to move fast. There's some things there's just not really much to say. Like, this thing broke the channel. We talked about any bounce. Short. MicroStrategy, again, showing, looks like Bitcoin is not going to be heading north. Probably more at worst chop, and maybe could get dropped. Keep an eye on that one. We talked about Netflix being an absolute turd. Look at this. I mean, barely had jumped to the 20-day, and then 3 straight days down. Roblox, talked about getting to the top, potentially up into the 32s. I mean, I don't think it's going to get over that. Netflix, we said hitting the trend line again. Holding the 20-day, but this thing looks like it's about to crack. And if it does, I mean, you've very got clear and concise things. X, so this is the thing. X is getting bought out, holding up. Let's just kind of move along. Nucor, look at this sucker. Look at this. Goo! Breaks the channel lows. Like, if you wanted to short this, that makes sense. You had multi-day range, sideways, and then breaks the lows. That does not look bullish. Caterpillar, we talked about this thing. At some point, probably chopping around here the 20-day. FedEx, we said this thing was toast. In time, patience, 100-day. So far holding. Watch tomorrow. VALE. Again, global growth names. They bounce. And China stimulus 8.0 going nowhere. Arrow, look at this. I said be cognizant. I don't know if I'd buy this. Copper names got thrashed. I usually don't talk about them, but I think Freeport, if I remember correctly, and Southern Copper someone had some names, like hit the 20-day. Was it Southern Copper? I don't know. Everyone in the copper complex is starting to look a little weak. And Dr. Copper, as it's called, not looking so good. CCJ, we talked about uranium being a place that people were trying to hide. Double top, beware. This thing could get cooked. CF, Again, we like names on pullbacks, like big pullbacks later on, like these, but we're not buying them now. Mosaic, chopping. NTR, chopping. Chop suey, right? Nothing. AA, we talked about this one, oversold, bouncing, but it's just tight, nowhere. XLF, now you have Citigroup, BlackRock, JP Morgan earnings tomorrow. Not surprised, little rally into it. Dangerous. That's the trap, typically. JP Mo. Now, again, they probably will beat, but I would watch, right? They've been a benefit of money moving around. But names like Morgan Stanley, Goldman, like some of these financials we follow, they don't look like good at all. At range lows, right? Goldman Sachs, not good, right? Like just, ouch, right? Like can you tell me that really looks good? Wells Fargo, I mean, another big bank, right? Bank of America was making new lows yesterday. I mean, again, I don't need to jump into all of them, but get my point. And then you go into KRE. We talked about KRE getting just pulverized off the highs, and it probably would hold somewhere around here, which it did. Now it's chopping. It looks suspect. Remember XBI? We said, hey, this needs to, like, this is one of those names that leads the market. It doesn't look good. Baby Bio, not looking good at all. IYT, again, I usually don't talk about the transports, but look at this. 3-day range, fills the gap. Keep an eye on it. XHB, I mean, look at the housing names. Completely giving back all those gains in one day. I'm telling you, what goes up fast can come down fast. Solar, we talked about, was going to get destroyed, right? We've been saying that for weeks and months. We talked about oversold bounce. At some point, you got it. All right, they just don't, I mean, some of these names just have no bounce. Sedge, no bounce. No bounce. ENPH, little bounce. First Solar was up today on some news. I can't remember what it was, but guess what happened? Bang. Gapped up, gave it right back, right? HYG, we said watch corporate debt. Like something's going on here. Like corporate debt should not be breaking down. I mean, it looks like you had a little oversold rally, but man, it doesn't. Just keep an eye on this stuff. Oil, USO, it's been, I mean, it was a little bit of a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down all day. UNG, as we talked about, please be careful with this. I mean, again, I don't know if natural gas is going to break out. I don't trust it. But again, I don't want to chart it. XOP, we talked about, like if you're looking at this name, like look at this stuff, like the 50-day, 20-day, like this. I mean, you also can draw a channel. I mean, I don't know if you want to draw it that tight, but you can see like you're getting close enough for government. I won't do it because it just kind of annoys me. I like them when they're more clean, but 50-day, clearly. ExxonMobil, we talked about, they usually buy companies at the highs in markets in oil bull moves. I'm not saying oil won't go higher longer term, but yikes. Yikes, right? Be careful. Occidental, chopping, 20-day. I mean, again, all these names might not be the best. I mean, I'm not going to talk about PD. Valero, right? We talk about gasoline demand dropping. Like, look at these names. Like, they bounce, then give it right back. NPC is holding up a little better, but it got up to the 149, 150 area. Talked about like this gap filling. You could see here, maybe it becomes more obvious, this area. Well, I mean, it hit it right on the donkey. Oh gosh. All right, well, you see it. There you go. Could it get to the 20-day? Maybe, but they're hitting resistance, backing off, right? EQT and Flex LNG. EQT, we talked about watch the 44 range. Getting tired up here. Flex LNG. Can we like this long term on dips? Because I think we'll be a natural gas exporter. So if you have any questions, please reach out. I appreciate all the love, support, the generous donations. Some of you guys are very generous. Again, even if you don't have to pay, you don't have to donate, whatever. It's all good. And I appreciate you guys because, again, you're learning something. And if you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's the thing about trading. No one is always perfect, but hopefully people see, like, we talk about the repeating patterns. We talk about things as they're happening. And hopefully people are picking up on the fact that you see the market for what it is. And if the market goes straight up after dropping slowly over many, many weeks, that's a bear market rally and it doesn't have to be like a full big one, but maybe you got 4 or 5 days of just straight gazz, right? And so, yeah, just be careful. Again, I think a lot of people buy into the seasonality, and I don't buy into it because I think things are about to get worse. I think more people are seeing the data getting absolutely worse. Bond rates too high, right? The Fed slow rolled the hell out of the market, right? They should have raised rates years ago. They didn't do that. There's just a million things that have been done wrong, and someone has to pay the piper. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out. Always here. Use the Calendly link. I will see you guys and gals in the Discord room. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.